Good morning everyone. Welcome to my online tutorial. I'll be starting a new chapter that is called decimal fractions. What is decimal fraction? Decimal fraction is a fraction whose denominator is 10 or higher power of 10. A fraction whose denominator is 10 or higher power of 10 is called decimal fraction. Let's take some example to understand what is decimal fraction. Example. Suppose you write 5 and at denominator you write 10. This fraction is considered as decimal fraction. It can be written as 5.0. Second example, I said 10 or power of 10. Power of 10 means 100, which can be written as 0.05, or you can have 25. Higher power of 10 means 1000, which can be written as 25, 0, then decimal. So what is decimal fraction? A fraction whose denominator is either 10 or higher power of 10. Higher power of 10 means that 10 to the power of 1 means 10. 10 to the power of 2 means 100. 10 to the power of 3 means 1000. 10 to the power of 4 means 10,000. These are called higher powers of 10. You can have 10 at denominator 0.5. You can have 100 at denominator 0.05. You can have 25 upon 1000, which can be written as 0.025. So please do remember, decimal fraction is a fraction whose denominator is 10 or higher powers of 10. There are some important things you need to remember for decimal fractions. First one, suppose you write 0.5. 0.5 means decimal 5. If you do not have any integer in front of decimal, you should not leave it like this. This has to be converted and written as 0.5. You must write 0 in front of decimal. You cannot represent it with 0.5. It should be written as 0.5. Suppose you have 0.25. Again, this 0.25 cannot be left like this. If you don't have an integer in front of decimal, you must put 0, decimal, then write the digits. So this is simple way to represent decimal. Now you have some important terms to remember. Conversion of a fraction into decimal. Conversion of a fraction into decimal. This is first type. Conversion of a fraction into decimal. Suppose, take example, you'll understand better with example. Suppose you have 35 divides by 10. What you need to do, you need to look at denominator and count how many zeros you have. So you copy numerator as it is. How many zeros at denominator? 1. So from right hand side you need to move on the left hand side. 1 0 means from one place you put decimal. You don't have to divide it, you just need to count the number of zeros. From right hand side you need to move on the left hand side. There is 1 0, so one place on the left hand side. Suppose you have 36 divides by 100. You write 36 as it is. Numerator. Count number of zeros at denominator. There are 2 zeros. So you need to move 2 places on the left hand side and put decimal 0. Third example, suppose you have 15 divides by 1000. You write 15, count number of zeros, 1, 2, 3, 1 place, 2 place, then you don't have any place, so you need to put 0, then decimal and 0. This is how we convert a given fraction into decimal. Counting number of zeros at denominator, then on the left hand side you have to shift. Another example, 216 divides by 100. Numerator is copied, number of zeros at denominator is counted, 2 zeros, 1 place, 2 place, and then you have to put 0. This is how we convert given fractions into decimal. This is type 1. You may be having denominator other than 10, 100 or 1000. In that case, you can convert into decimal by making denominator 100 or 10 or 1000. Look at this example. Suppose you have 5 divides by 4. You don't have denominator either 10, 100 or 1000. So what you need to do, you have to remember one thing. With what number you multiply 4 such that either it gets converted to 10, 100 or 1000. You cannot convert this 4 to tens. So what option is left? 100. You can convert it to 100. With what number we multiply? 4 with 25. Now numerator multiplies. 5 into 25 is 125. 4 into 25 is 100. Then we write 125 numerator as you have. Count number of zeros at denominator. There are 2 zeros at denominator, so 1 place, 2 place and decimal. This is how we convert a fraction when we don't have denominator 10, 100 or 1000. Second example. Suppose you have 2 upon 5. With what number you can multiply 5 to either make it 10 or 100. So easier one is to convert it to 10. Multiply both numerator and denominator by 2 such that it gets converted to 10. The denominator 4. 5 into 2 is 10. Now 5 has converted to 10, so we can convert into decimal. 4, count number of zeros, 1 0, 1 place, decimal. You should not leave it like this, you have to put 0 in front. This is Type 1, conversion of fraction into decimals. And these are when denominator is not 10, 100 or 1000. Second type, that is conversion of decimal. This is type 2, conversion of decimal into fraction. Conversion of decimal into fraction. 0.5 example. You'll understand better with example. 0.5. So what you need to do, listen carefully and watch it properly. You have 5, so you need to write 5. There is decimal, and this decimal stands for 1. You need to write 1 for the decimal. How many digits you have after decimal? How many? You have only 1. So we write 0. 0.5 is converted to fraction. It is reducible. You can reduce it by cancellation. 5 1 times 5, 5 2 times 10, it is 1 by 2. 0.5 has converted to fraction, it is 1 by 2, 1 upon 2. Second example, 1.36. Similar calculation. What you need to do, you have to write all these 3 digits at numerator. 136. Draw a line. You have decimal. So for decimal you write 1. How many digits we have after decimal? 1 digit, 2 digit. Means you need to put 2 zeros. For decimal you write 1. There are 2 digits after decimal, so you put 2 0. Now reduce it. 2 6 times 12. 1 is left. 2 8 times 16. 2 50 times 34. 25. So the reduced value, smallest fraction, is 34 divided by 25. Conversion of decimal into fraction. 36.25. Third example. All these numbers you need to copy at numerator. 3625. Draw a line. Decimal means 1. How many digits after decimal? After decimal, 1, 2 digit. You have to count 1 digit, 2 digit, 2 zeros. Now you can reduce it if it is divisible. Divisible by 5. 5 7 times 35, 1 is left. 5 2 times 10, 2 is left. 5 5 25. 5 2 times 0. Again it is divisible. 5 1. 2 is left. 5 4 times. 5 5 times. 5 4 times. It is 1 4 5 divides by 4. You can leave it in improper fraction or you can convert in mixed fraction. It's up to you. So these are 3 examples of conversion of decimal into fractions. Let's consider the third one. Third type, that is called number. Of decimal places. number of decimal places. You'll understand better with example. Suppose I write 5.1. You need to look at the digit after decimal. Decimal 1. So it is called one place. Decimal, because you have one digit after decimal. 5.12. After decimal you have two digits, so it is called two place decimal. Third example, 5.123. How many we have after decimal? We have three digits. It is called three place decimal. After decimal, one digit, one place. After decimal, two digit, two places. After decimal, three digits, three places decimal. 0.1. How many places decimal? There is only one digit, so it is one place decimal. Let's take fourth example, 6.1235. Count the number of digits after decimal. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is 4 place decimal. This is how we write number of decimal places. Decimal, count the digit, 1 place. Count the digit 2, 2 place. Count the digit 3 place. Count the digit 4 place. The number of digits after decimal gives you the decimal place. Now type 4. Type 4. Conversion. Conversion of unlike decimal fractions into like fractions. See, what does it mean? It means that you need to look at the given decimals and see the digits after decimal. It has to be equal. 5.2, 3.12, 4.563. Look at the example. You have one place decimal, two place decimal, three place decimal. How to make it like decimal fraction? 3 places, 2 places, 1 places. It's very simple. 3 places. If you put 0 out here, it becomes 3 place. 1 place, 2 place, 3 place. You have 1 place, 2 zeros. Count how many decimal places? 3. How many decimal places? 3. How many decimal places? 3. So unlike decimal gets converted to like decimal fractions by adding 0 and making the number of decimal places equal. Third example, second example, 6.125, 3.12, 9.832, 5. 1, 2, 3 places decimal, 1, 2 places decimal, 1, 2, 3, 4 places decimal. So you have 2 places, so you put 2 zeros. 1 place, 2 place, 3 place, 4 place. 1, 2, 3, so you put 0 to make it 4 places. 4 place, 4 place, 4 places. unlike decimal fraction gets converted to like decimal fractions? It's very simple. You just need to put zeros such that the number of digits after decimal becomes equal. So this is conversion of unlike decimal fraction into like decimal fractions. Type 5. Type 5, changing fraction into decimal fraction. I think I did this type 5. Okay, I'll give you example, no problem. Changing fraction into decimal when denominator is 10, 100, 1000 and so on. 26 by 10. You just look at the given question, numerator you copy. How many zeros at denominator? 1. So from right hand side you move on the left hand side and put decimal. 26 by 10 has converted to decimal. 315 divides by 100. Copy 315 as it is. How many zeros at denominator? 2 zeros. 1, 2, put decimal. 2 places left side, you have to shift on the left side. 2156 divides by 1000. 2156 you copy as it is. 1 0, 2 0, 3 zeros, 1 place, 2 place, 3 place decimal. This is conversion of fraction into decimal, which I have already done. I did it in the beginning only. Again I wrote, so it doesn't matter. It will be practice, revision for you all. Another example when denominator is not 10, not 100, not 1000. 13 divides by 25. Denominator is not 10, neither 100, nor 1000. So you need to multiply by a suitable number, both numerator and denominator, such that this denominator gets converted to 100, 1000, etc. So we multiply by what number? 25, 4 times is 100. 4, 3 times 12, 52 divides by 100. So you copy numerator 52, count number of zeros 1, 2 at denominator, 1 place, 2 place decimal, 0. If you do not have any digit before decimal, then you must write 0. Please do remember that's how we represent decimal, like 0.5. You should not leave it like this, you have to put 0 in front. So these are simple examples of conversion of decimal fractions. The first one I discussed, that is conversion of fraction into decimal when denominator is 10, 100, 1000. When denominator is not 10, 100, 1000. Conversion of decimal into fractions. Then number of decimal places. Conversion of unlike decimal fractions into like decimal fractions. So these are very simple. You just need to have a look at the types. Then relating these types, you can go to exercise 15a. Exercise 15a and try solving question number 1, number 2 and number 3 based on same types. It's very simple, and I would like to tell you something. Don't lose today.